Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of GalactaCrash. Now, just before I start off, I realized that in my last episode, at the very beginning and almost at the end, I caught myself. I said GalactaCast, which is a completely different show. I do apologize for that. I actually do recommend that you check them out because even though they haven't really posted anything in the past 10 years, they were still a riot. They were probably the original sci-fi vloggers for YouTube. Don't quote me on that. I'm possibly wrong. There may have been others. I just can't think of them. But for all rights and purposes, that's what I'm saying. Please let me know in the comments below if you can think of anyone else, an early sci-fi comedy vlogger, who was on YouTube before then. So anyway, today we are going to be doing something different with the Earth and the Moon. First off, I just want to say this was completely an accident. Venus and Earth like this lining up. Whenever you do a mission to another planet, you want to go with how they line up. So this would actually be perfect, the perfect window right here to send some sort of satellite mission to Venus from Earth. No, but today we are going to be adding in multiple moons, and we're just going to see how many moons we can add into the Earth, add to the Earth's orbit, and still be stable. Now this is our baseline. Temperature at 15.2 degrees Celsius, velocity at 30.3 kilometers a second, day length at about 23.9 hours, roughly 24 hours, surface gravity, yada yada. So first off, I'm going to add in the moon. And this is the normal distance. Pretty far. And it's all very pretty. In fact, between the Earth and the Moon, you could fit every other planet in the solar system and still have room to spare. In fact, I believe you could also possibly add in the sun, or no, that's kind of wrong. Okay, maybe, I'm not sure. Please let me know if that's correct or not. I'm not entirely certain. So what we're going to do now is we're going to keep adding in more moons in small minor stellar bodies. We're going to do Makemake first in orbit because it's tiny, like really tiny. In fact, about this distance, it may even look like be as big as the moon from the Earth's surface. So, there we go. Series, we're going to do from about right here, so it's independent of Makemake. Umea, right about, I'm going to put it on the other side of the Earth, actually. About right there. Eris is pretty big. Shoemaker Levy 9, that's a small asteroid. Tarikio. I'll put in between the Earth and Ceres. Pallas. That's too big, so I'm going to put that right about there. Now then, because I haven't shown enough love to this side, I'm going to spin it. I'm going to just keep adding in moons. Titan, if you remember from my previous video, Titan was where I crashed Titan into the moon. It's a fairly big object. Europa, which is quite beautiful and probably our best chance for life outside of the Earth in an Earth-like environment, at least an Earth-like ocean environment. Io, I'm going to put right about here. Mimas, which is also equally tiny, considering. I'll put that right about here. Ganymede, which is also equally huge, I'll put between Io and Titan. Dione, which is tiny as well, put right about here. Rhea, which is not the same size as Dione, I'm going to put right in this general vicinity. Iapetus, between the moon and Ganymede. Did I put in no, I didn't put in Castillo. It's one of the bigger ones, so I'm going to put that one further out. Yeah, that might actually be a good spot for it. And now, well, I'm going to just let this run. In fact, I'm going to turn on orbits so we can see, oh look, Europa's already entered in Titan's orbit. Who would thought? Oh, I forgot to add Sharon. What about between the moon and Io? Now I'm going to speed it up. Get rid of this, speed it up, and let's see the chaos. I'm interested to see what's going to happen in this intersection right here. We're definitely going to get a lot of different collisions. You can already see a couple orbits altering. Ooh, Mimos is getting ripped apart by something. We may get an early ring system. Cubea is... Oh wait, no, Europa. That's the oral path that's decaying. As it escapes Titan's grasp. Chirikio is about Mimos. No, I don't see any alterations in their orbits. They might actually be stable. This is our current Earth-Lunar system. If you remember back to a previous episode where I terraformed Ceres, it was quite beautiful, I have to say. In fact, it's probably my favorite video so far. Excuse me. Got Europa doing a little migration into this inner system. The Earth hasn't really seen any difference in its temperature, but this has got to look gorgeous from the ground. In fact, I'm going to bring us down to the ground. We're going to see. Yeah, that's going to look gorgeous. Whenever you just look up and see multiple moons. Oh, I feel like we've lost... nope. Dione is migrating quite a bit. Callisto, Ganymede. Where's Dione again? Where is... Io. Io is migrating quite a bit. In fact, it looks like it's... Oh! Callisto has entered into Titan orbit. Titan is just a powerhouse at this point. Oh! Io is entered into Ganymedes. Oh, that is beautiful in a slightly terrifying sense. In fact, Io and Ganymede have entered into a binary orbit. A decaying binary orbit. Callisto has entered back into its own orbit. I feel like we've lost a moon already. Europa is... looks like it might actually be stable, but we'll see. Oh! Oh! Titan has now entered a very elliptical orbit. Ganymede has returned to an orbit. To a ellipticizing, migrating orbit. Where's the moon? Ah, here's the moon. Right there. Still as beautiful as ever. Ganymede has lost its orbit altogether, and it has now merged with Io, and is on a collision course. Was that Io? Yeah, that was Io. It is now on a very tight orbit with the Earth. Elliptical orbit. It's probably within the Roche limit. So we may lose Ganymede at this point. Excuse me. Rhea has a very migratory orbit. Same with Titan. Europa keeps changing its orbit. Oh, Ganymede and Europa might actually collide. But you know what, now they have a very... at this rate, Europa's going to collide with the Earth. Unless it starts to speed up, in which case it won't. In which case it will... Oh, Sharon is really expanding. The moon is losing a lot. You've got a lot of repositioning going on. A lot of, yeah, you know what? Ceres is breaking up. Europa is about to hit the Earth. North America slams right in. Oh yeah, that is actually very beautiful. And oh, Earth is now a water world. A complete water world. Ceres and Pallas. Yep. And it's heating up. In fact, the water is starting to evaporate. Yeah, it's evaporating. Ceres is just breaking up. Ganymede, Callisto, and Iapetus have all entered into a trinary orbit, I guess? Yeah, the Earth is dead. This is an extinction level event right here. Did we just lose the entire atmosphere? Possibly. So, Earth is dead. Pretty much. The smaller inner moons are starting to come apart. Ceres and Mimas are pretty much going to combine at some point, I'm gonna say. Chirikio and Mimas will probably combine as well. Make and Humeum will probably combine as well. I'm gonna say that right now. Callisto and Iapetus. Callisto now has Iapetus as a moon. Who would have thought that would happen? Ganymede is highly elliptical. I wonder if this is actually how the moon proper was made. Oh, good old Luna. Good old Earth. Look at those shockwaves. That is gorgeous in a terrifying way. Ceres continues to break up. Looks like we got a bit of a... yeah, we got a ring system forming around the Earth. The Earth is starting to cool. Excuse me. Look at the shadow cast by Humea. Yeah, Sirius is pretty much gone. Ganymede is probably going to either completely disrupt or at some point collide with the Earth. Oh! A quadrantary orbit out here. The Moon, Castillo, and Iapetus. Charon has assumed the Moon spot. Actually, the Moon, Callisto, and Callisto might actually just collide. It's hard to say. Looks like water is returning to the Earth. Ganymede is starting to break up and has completely disrupted. Ceres just collided. Yeah, Ganymede has completely disrupted the inner solar system. The Moon keeps passing directly in front of Callisto. We've lost Iapetus. Oh, nope. Iapetus has re-entered Callisto orbit. No, it's entered lunar orbit. So we got a trinary system right here. This is probably the most lopsided lunar system I've ever seen. We've lost a lot of moons at this point. Earth is still boiling hot. But look at that trench. We got clouds forming again. There's no more life. There is a huge crater right off the coast of North America that pretty much reshaped the Rockies. Hawaii was lost. Oh god, why Hawaii? The Moon has re-entered Earth orbit. Iapetus is out of orbit. It's in its own orbit with the Sun at this point. The Earth is still cooling down from Europa. Make is going to probably collide with Titan. Let's zoom in here. Watch the fun. Yep, it's going to collide. That is gorgeous, I have to say. The Earth is still in a state of cooling. Mimas is still in a fairly circular orbit, all things considered. Rhea is in a very elliptical orbit. Ganymede is approaching Roche limit and will probably start to break up, if not completely destroy this inner system, the stabilized inner system here. We're going to see that in a minute. It's going to gobble up Humea, or maybe not, maybe just Mimas. Yep. Yeah. Oh, it just hit Roche. Yeah, it's breaking up. The Earth is still bleh, hot. Got a lot of dust fragments entering into a ring, elliptical ring, spiral, I should say, before ringing around. some are even hitting. Those are probably going to be swept up by Dione. Yeah, they work. A little bit. Ah, yes. This is actually quite relaxing and beautiful. All this chaos is quite gorgeous. Iapetus is officially no longer a moon. Ganymede is breaking up. This is our system now. Our Earth-Moon system. With everything in between. Rhea, despite its ellipticality, is very, very circular. Titan is pretty elliptical. Ganymede is on a death spiral. Haumea is ready to break things up. Callisto is circular. So is the moon. The moon is pretty much settled back into its original spot. Which I must say is pretty cool. I have a feeling at some point, Pallas and Dione are going to collide. And combine. But until then, let the chaos continue. I'm just going to speed this up. The moon's orbit is again decaying. Haumea has entered into a really odd orbit. Rhea has up, Ganymede is gone, Earth is hot again, the moon is once again in an orbit of Titan. I feel like I'm becoming a sports commentator with this. This should be a sport. Actually, at this point. Rhea has entered Titan orbit. Ganymede is pretty much about to call it quits. Rhea is now... Oh, the Earth just had a major collision with Ganymede. I think. But it is hot. Thousands of degrees hot. I'm going to slow this down again. We're going to watch what happens with Ganymede. Sharon, Haumea, Callisto, Titan. Okay. Then what? Oh, the moon is on a collision course with Titan now. It'll probably settle back into its own orbit again. It keeps doing that. It just can't make up its mind. But basically, the Earth is now a star. It does look like the moon is returning to its own stabilized orbit. Or who knows, maybe it actually will decide to kill Titan. Oh, now they've entered into a stable binary orbit. Or is that unstable? It's hard to tell. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're... Oh, nope. Nope. Titan is in Earth orbit. The moon is just changing. It's going through a change of life. Here's Iapetus doing its own thing out here. The moon has resettled into an approximation of its original orbit. Let's see. Rhea on the moon might do something interesting. Excuse me. The Earth is still hot as balls. Who didn't see that coming? Let's zoom in here and see what happens with the moon and Rhea. You can already see Rhea's orbit changing. It's shrinking. It might enter lunar orbit. Might being a key word. Yes, it is. It's about to enter into a semi-lunar orbit, or at the very least a very elliptical orbit right here. Yep, there we go. Ganymede is coming around for another pass. Charon now has a hugely elliptical orbit. The Earth is cooling down. Dion's orbit is decaying. I hate to sound optimistic, but it seems like things have started to stabilize. Oh, nope, spoke too soon. We're probably due for another major collision at this point. I'm just waiting for Pallas and Dione to create some chaos. Titan is coming back around for more chaos. Water has officially returned to the Earth. Haha. Yep. It's cooling down. It's actually quite pretty to look at. This is definitely not going to stabilize for quite a long while. So I'm just going to let this run at a higher speed for a few minutes. And we'll see where this all takes us. Okay, so here's where we are now. We've lost Titan, we've lost Charon. The moon is pretty much where it used to be. A bit more elliptical in its orbit. Callisto is still here. I think Pallas actually slammed into the Earth. Rhea is closer and continuing to become more elliptical. Callisto is still stabilizing. Sorry about that. Haumea is now spinning on its side. Orbiting on its side, I should say. Ganymede has surprisingly enough settled into a very nice orbit as well. The Earth is about 90% water. Thanks to Europa. It is a beautiful blue marble, though. It is either way. Rhea, Callisto, and the Moon cannot decide what they want their orbits to be. We're going to keep going, and we're going to see how badly this changes, if it ever does. Alright, so it's about a year after, more than a year after, excuse me, after we sped it up. And yeah, everything's pretty much settled into a stable orbit. Iapetus, Charon, and Titan and Io, I believe, have all settled into their own orbits. I have no doubt that over the course of millions of years they are going to collide again with either each other or with the Earth and one of its moons. But yeah, we have created a slightly warmer Earth. It's now 20.8 degrees Celsius. That is roughly hot. That is a very humid, muggy, sunny day. Summer day. Very little landmass, thanks to all the water provided by Europa. Haumea, Ganymede, Dione, Rhea, Callisto, and the Moon have all settled into some pretty wild but stable orbits. I'm going to call this a success. My mouth does not. We have created a very intricate and interesting moon, Earth, lunar system that is stable. Alright, well, that is it for today's episode of GalactaCast. Oh my god, I did it again. GalactaCrash. GalactaCrash. I gotta stop saying that. So, leave your comments, your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you next time.